r/datingoverthirty. Mermaid_Tropico says. Casual sex past 30. How do you feel about it? Do you think it's different from the previous decade? For me, 34 female, almost 35, I've reached a stage where casual sex does not do it for me anymore. I don't have any judgmental views about casual sex, I just know it would personally make me feel empty. I enjoyed it in my 20s, but once I got into my 30s it just didn't feel as fun. I just got out of a relationship where I experienced the magic of making love, and can honestly say that's what I'm aiming for again in future. I'm thinking of implementing a no sex without some level of commitment deal breaker moving forwards when I start dating again, and was wondering if anybody else has tried this? Philosopher83 says. I never liked casual sex. Your use of the term seems to imply random no commitment hookups. Does anyone truly like random, no commitment hookups? Obsidian 743 says. If you think making love is nice, wait till you discover tantric sex. You'll be ruined forever. /r/tantra. Figrations says. I was into it in my 20s. When I hit my 30s, I started to worship and adore my body. And I expect that treatment from sex partners. I expect them to want to learn all the little nuances of my body from my scalp to my toes. Which is not something men tend to do casually, for me at least. Casual sex feels like the sexual equivalent of fast food. I don't feel any desire to have casual sex when I can do more than that all by myself. If someone wants access to my body, their interest in me/my body should be more than just casual. Capri Edmum says. It's less about the casual of it and more about the fact that it seems there's no longer any anticipation or mystery in it. Wham, bam, thank you ma'am just doesn't cut it. Chelsea 168 says. Love first, then sex. This is the most perfect. Centurion 0520 says. Tell your next partners your body count. I'm sure you'll be in a committed relationship real soon. Additional Figura 4116 says. And here is me 31 male, still trying to find someone to be with and experience intimacy #FOREVERALONE. Adhesive Nesleki 896 says. I don't know. As a man, when I did that, I would often want the woman to go home afterwards, or early in the morning, but I wouldn't say it out loud, so I ended up feeling bad about possible hurt feelings on the other end. Also, ending the situation might hurt feelings as well. I don't participate in that anymore for that reason. I don't want that possible negative karma on me, haha. I wish I did have that casual connection with someone, but it's more comfortable mentally to stay alone than to be thinking about that stuff. r/datingoverthirty. Usual cat 5855 says. 6 months of dating to become more financially secure. The last 3 years has been a bit of a rough ride, moving to a new country, starting a new job. I finally got a nice apartment in a quiet area close to the city center. I've just got my first promotion which allows me to live quite comfortably, and am aiming for my next promotion, which will open a lot of doors for me, but I've never had more than 1 or 2k saved up. I've had my fair share of fun the last 3 years, but now I feel like that shouldn't be my priority. I've been wanting a relationship for a while, but now I'm in a good position to focus on my savings and become financially secure, which I think would make me more secure as a partner. I dress well, keep a clean apartment, can hold a conversation, and have my hobbies, work out 4 to 5 days a week. Now I'll think this is the most important thing. Do you think this would help me quicker to find someone knowing I don't have to struggle financially? Or should I keep on dating? Elizabeth Whitaker says. When I was in my 20s I felt really financially unstable. I never thought I'd be where I am today with a 401k and money in my savings account. But now that I'm in my early 30s I still feel financially unstable. I would be way more comfortable with more in my savings account and my student loans paid off. But if I waited another 3 to 5 years to date, I'm sure the goalposts will just move again, and I'll still feel like things are tight. So I recommend just getting out there, because if you wait until your life is perfect, you'll be waiting forever. Watified_123 says, different scenario, but I'm finally in a really good position financially, single after a 12-year relationship that was going nowhere, and I'm happy. Saving, investing, traveling, working on my masters, and enjoying life. I sometimes think about a relationship, but right now I don't think I'm willing to change my lifestyle. Any healthy relationship requires at least some compromise, and I'm just not there yet. Perhaps just keep enjoying life, and remain open to the possibility of Mr. Right popping up when least expected, in a less creepy sounding way. I think that's where I'm definitely not looking, but what happens, happens. Havitwabananus says, the only thing that maybe matters is if you have the financial means to support going on dates. Like paying for drinks, meals, etc. I had a similar mindset of waiting until I was where I wanted to be financially, physically, or mentally to date, and I realized I was never going to consider myself good enough in any of those categories, so I just went out there and started dating anyway. Ehada47 says, I think you can date and become more financially secure at the same time. Just automate your savings, make sure your spending matches your values with a budget, and do a quick check of all of your recurring bills. Things like subscriptions, insurance, and cable/internet, location dependent, can sometimes increase with you realizing it. Once you get this all streamlined, it can be beneficial to take an hour each week and see how you're doing and reflect, especially early on. Do you need to make adjustments? What are you saving for? What are your long-term goals, and what are some intermediary goals you can establish to help you hit the long-term goal? Once you've got all of this covered, you're set. I was in the process of prioritizing my financial health when I met my husband, and we discussed how important finances were on the first date. Fixing my own helped me choose a partner whose values with finances matched my own. We spend money on travel, but live in a small house, and we work together as a team towards our savings goals. r/datingoverthirty. Ibati says, should I contact someone I met at a conference recently? I tried to post this earlier, but forgot I was logged into my other account, so it didn't let me post it then. To be precise, by recently I mean 2 days ago. I've been at a conference for the academic discipline I'm in grad school for, and I met this guy at the grad student reception the conference had scheduled Thursday evening. Talked to him several times this past couple days, and liked him a lot. Cute, pleasant, and shares a major interest of mine. I don't meet a lot of people I'm interested in. I haven't been on a date since February, and before that it had been since before COVID. I had to leave the conference this evening, instead of sticking around for the last day, and before I left, I was intending to ask if he was seeing anyone, and if not, if I could have his number or WhatsApp contact, or whatever. Unfortunately, I did not see him around after the last panel session, and I couldn't stick around to see if he turned up later, because I had to go to the airport. He has a Twitter, which I found while I was looking up various people I met at the conference to follow, but I'm not sure how weird it might be to hit him up through it on that particular theme. Would it in fact seem as weird/awkward as I worry it might, to send a message in a few days along the lines of "It was nice talking to you at the conference, you seem really cool, was wondering if you are seeing anyone," or better worded, words to that effect? I may be overthinking it. It's been a while since I attempted anything like this. Ownerfile_ says, as a former academic, my opinion is that yes, you absolutely should reach out to them. Personally, I wouldn't ask directly about if they're single, but open the door by saying something like, "It was great meeting you at the conference, I'd love to talk more sometime." Here's my number, and seeing how they respond. If they are interested, they'll text you. Physical_according27 says, you should add him in LinkedIn. That is less strange to do with someone you met at a professional conference. Then maybe you can ask him for coffee, or ask if he'd like to keep in touch. Throwaway 123,456 says, if it's likely you'll work with him, I'd think about it, but if he's just a rando at the conference, go for it 100%. Ecstatic button 960 says, go for it. I haven't met anyone at a conference yet, but I'd definitely reach out if I were in your shoes. Real Summer Dude says, shoot you shot. Communication Orc 9330 says, definitely do it Opus. It's hard to find people you're interested in. Shoot your shot. Diamond Coat Edgeless says, definitely contact him, but don't ask if he's seeing someone. Instead ask to talk or get together for lunch/dinner/coffee, etc. That will tell you what you need to know. Jump Diaz 888 says, yes, you should do it. Hey Will says, do it. You have to shoot your shot. You might not ever see him again, so if it goes south, meaning you don't get the response you want, you'll never see him again. Drew Smithy says, Twitter makes me think nervous. Lawletter in Miami says, go for it. Focus on how you enjoyed meeting him and be cool if he's not interested. Good luck. Tim_P says, do it. Apprehensive 2356 says, go for it. No harm done. Not a real doc says, I applaud you for intending to ask him directly if he is single and interested. I, 41 meters academic, would not have the courage for such directness. I would just send an email/DM on Twitter expressing how it was great to meet, interest to talk more, and seeing how it went from there. It depends how comfortable you are with being direct about romantic interest. By being more ambiguous, such as recommending a chat, another conference or upcoming event, you leave it more open to making a non-romantic connection, for now at least, with an interesting colleague. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.